If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Well, the other morning I got up, I don't know, it was 3 o'clock and my head was pressed up against the wall. You know, I'm laying down. You know, it was obvious that the truck was level and then it wasn't level. I instantly knew what it was. I mean, tire went flat, it was obvious. So, you know, Carolyn and I just switched to the other side of the bed so we weren't pressed up to the headboard, you know. And we do that, we'll switch back and forth depending on the levelness of a campground. Well, I mean, we try to level as best we can, but there's just times it's just not possible. Here it is Sunday, and I can't take it in anywhere. Here's the thing, is they give you those cheap donuts that for a spare tire. And maybe I should go out and buy a regular tire. Just after the fire, I never really thought about it. Never thought about it. I mean, but those donuts, I don't know if it could carry the weight very far to get the tire replaced or fixed or whatever. But what I have done, I used to be self-employed and I would have to travel the country, you know, all the time. I traveled all the time. I was always in my car. You know, I put 100,000 miles on a car in 3 years. And one of the things I learned was to always carry a tire plug kit. The tire plugs, they don't always work, but they will get you out of a jam. Now, tire plugs, no tire repair kit will work on the sidewall of the tire. It's only on the top portion of the tire. It's always good to have something to fix your tires. So I carry this plug. And so what you do is you take the tire off. Now the first thing you got to do is you got to air the tire up, which we have this portable battery operated, you know, plug it into your cigarette lighter in the car, inflates your tire. I have a good quality one. It has a, you know, shut off. You set the pressure that you want it and it shuts off at that pressure. It's good to have those too in case you're out here for 2 weeks and it gets cold in temperature. I said this before, you're going to want to check your tire pressures before you leave. With all that weight, you know, as the temperature gets colder, your tires drop in pressure. With all that weight that you're carrying around, you probably wouldn't make it to town to air your tires up. So air your tires up before you leave. You should always check your tire pressures before you leave. But anyway, so I aired the tire up, and then you get some soapy water, and you just start pouring it on the tire, and you start looking for the bubble. And you're always worried that you're going to miss the bubbling. You're always going to miss the bubbling. But no, I mean, it shows right up. I mean, boy, you pick it up almost instantly. And sure enough, I found the hole, and you get the tire repair kit. And what you do is it comes with 2 tools. One, you push the first tool in to make the hole bigger. Kind of rough it up is what the instruction says. The second tool is you put this plug material in. It's just a strip of, I don't know, gooey, tough material. I don't know how to explain it. And you thread it through the eye of the tool, and you just poke that down, you spin it around, and you pull it back up. And the plug stays in there. Seals it up. Well, it works most of the time. It doesn't always work, but it did help me out. It slowed the leak down, because it still leaked afterwards. What actually happened was, it stopped the leak at first. It was really, I was very proud of myself. Went and did dishes with the soapy water that I had left over. Came back, checked it again, still no leaks. So for about an hour and a half, it didn't leak. Went back out a little while later and checked it, and sure enough, it had started bubbling up. So after 2 or 3 hours, it resumed its bubbling. But it slowed the leak down enough that I could get us to town with that tire to get it fixed. Because again, I didn't want to put that donut on with all the weight that we have. I just wasn't sure that it was going to make it. This is very important. Not the tire going flat. I mean, a lot of people are going to have flat tires. It's going to happen. But you have to be able to figure out certain things that you normally don't have to figure out. You know, when you're in town, you can call the tow truck, they come out, they fix it. Now, there's going to be things you can't fix. I recognize that. You can't rebuild an engine or any of these kind of things. And I don't suggest that you come out here with a vehicle that's going to need a lot of maintenance on it, you know, older vehicle. If you're going to do this lifestyle, I've said this before, you need a good, reliable vehicle. This is your home. You don't go cheap on your home. And so you're going to want a reliable vehicle, but there are things you're going to have to fix. The other thing you're going to have to worry about a lot is your electric. Whether you're doing solar panels or generator, doesn't matter what you're using. You have to understand, and I truly believe this, how DC electric works. Things go wrong. Things happen. Then you got to fix on it. You got to understand wattage. For example, volts times amps equals watts. You need to know this because if you use an inverter, yeah, you got 750 watt inverter, but how do you know how many watts your refrigerator is? You don't, because it tells you volts and it tells you amps. The refrigerator, for example, 120 volts, you know, 1 amp. Let's just say it's 1 amp. That's 120 watts. I think it's actually 1.5, but for easy math, so it's 120 watts. When it starts up, AC doubles itself. When I'm running it on the generator, for example, the refrigerator, you'll hear the generator go and run up because it has to catch up, and then it drops back down to 120 watts. So you're going to have some of these skills. When I make videos like this, a lot of the ladies says, well, that's the advantages of being a man. Well, look, I am not that type of person. There's no advantages in my book. If you're going to come out here, you absolutely have to learn how to work on things. You have to. Carolyn's already told me that she would not do this lifestyle without me. She just wouldn't do it because she doesn't know how to do these things. And that's the right answer. Either you learn how to do it, either you learn how to do these things, or you don't do it. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.